Hallelujah!
Welcome back to ADHD Whiskey, and welcome to the second day of this Minnesota Whiskey Elite Blind Whiskey Tasting Advent Calendar of tasting whiskey blindly every day, the 1st through the 25th of December. Between day 1 and day 2, I received a very well-written letter explaining to me that the use of the F word is highly discouraged. So now I must work extra hard to get back onto the nice list, and I know I can do it. I know I can do it. Sometimes you just need to go the extra mile to make people smile so that you get back on the list you deserve to be on. The side that includes puppy dogs and boobies. The list that's nice. Thank you again for joining me on this Advent adventure. This is day 2, and I consider day 2 basically stretching. We're not even getting warmed up yet. We're just in the preliminary early old man stretching phase of this Advent calendar. Can I bend over and touch my toes? You'd be surprised I can do that. And after today, who knows what we'll do? Maybe we'll get into some calisthenics. Maybe we'll work up a sweat by day 5. We have no idea how this is gonna play out. But I say let's pour this second whiskey to find out what day 2's all about. America. Some people just ask me randomly, Matt, how are you so fancy? Running around in those $4 black Walmart shirts like they're going out of style? Driving a tiny truck for such a large man? Truth be told, I don't even know how I do it. I don't know how I manage to be so fancy. It's just one of those mysteries. It's one of those Christmas mysteries. Day number 2 on the nose. Rye whiskey. Oh, it's a rye. The aroma's shot through this tiny hole like a newly installed Christmas bidet. I would classify this as a high rye whiskey, possibly 95.5. I can't quite tell if there's a finish on this or not. Part of me thinks that this could be some sort of a wine finished rye, but another part of me, which has seen that part of me get that wrong before, steps in front of the wrong part of me and goes, whoa. Hold your horses, buddy. Drink before you speak. Some ginger ale notes are protruding from the glass. To the nice gentleman who left the comment on my Sagamore 10 vs. Pursuit United Triple Mash Bourbon Skirmish, the guy who was all pissed off because I don't have a refined rye palate. Smells like you're wrong, bitch. Back to the naughty list. I'm getting some root beer barrel candy, like somebody planted it in some fresh gardening soil, hoping to grow a root beer barrel tree, some Kentucky bluegrass, one of the strawberry tree air fresheners that smells nothing like strawberries but gives you a headache when you enter the vehicle. Also getting some freezer burnt ice on the nose, like the fridge ice that you get from the dispenser and then put in the freezer and forget about for several months, and then go to use it and then put it into a glass and then you smell it, thankfully, before you pour a beverage into it, and you're like, damn, fridge ice. You freezer burnt bitch. How did you develop from 2 parts hydrogen and 1 part oxygen into this foul smelling frozen substance? Spent a little too much time sub-zero, did we? Developed a bit of a stank. There's also a tad of cold brew coffee on the nose, and then a sugar cube sitting beside the cold brew coffee. A sugar cube that would normally be melting in the presence of coffee, but since the coffee's a cold brew, the sugar cube got nothing to worry about. Not a refined rye palate, he says. Oh, here we go. Yes. My initial thought when tasting this was I was correct. This is a high rye whiskey. It is fairly bright and shiny. Second sip. Just like day 1, I don't think that day 2 is a super high-powered, high-proof whiskey. This is a bit brighter and shinier. There are some lemon notes, some furniture polish notes, a little bit of pledge. Pledge on, pledge off. I could possibly see this being a finished rye. That high-pitched chime that the whiskey makes when it hits my palate is telling me that this may be a youthful pour. I would say that the nose is better than the palate. There are some red wine notes coming through the nose, almost like a beet, like a fermented beet. But on the palate, those purpley notes kind of dissipate and turn into a bright, shiny, glowing yellow. I do enjoy the profile very much, but I don't think that that flavor profile is something that's hard to come by. I feel like this flavor profile can be obtained pretty easily. A lot of high rye whiskeys can achieve this flavor profile. The transition of flavors on the palate is nice, the finish is mild, and it does a lot of things well, but nothing is done tremendously. Therefore, I say, on day number 2, what we were drinking tonight, I will be blind ranking this pour on the ADHD Whiskey Blind Advent Ranking Scoreboard, number 17. What do I think I'm tasting tonight? I don't know, but I would put it at roughly 100 proof, and I think it's a high rye whiskey, but I don't believe that it is MGP. I think it's coming from somewhere else. What were we drinking on day number 2? Let's open up the envelope for you and me, because I don't know either. Our number 17th ranked blind sample is Milam and Green straight rye whiskey finished in port wine casks, 94 proof. Okay, this was a nice pour tonight. I've never had Milam and Green, but if you have, give me some info in the comments below. Tell me some more about this product. Are they making their own rye? I could look it up, but I don't trust anything I Google anymore. I trust you, my viewer. And not only do I trust you, but I also love you. Thank you so much for watching day number 2 of the ADHD Whiskey Minnesota Whiskey Elite Advent Calendar. We're starting to get warmed up a little bit, starting to get our joints lubricated. We took our glucosamine with chondroitin, and we took our fish oil gummies. Not even a crack or a creak coming from these L-bones. So we're rolling into day 3, feeling like $1,000,000. My name is Matt. This is ADHD Whiskey, and like I always say, keep your head in the clouds but your mind. On really focusing on getting on the nice list this December. Realistically, we should always try to get on the nice list. We should always be striving to be our best, to put our best foot forward. We should strive to be the best versions of ourselves we can possibly be. But then some days shit sucks and you gotta tell the world about it. And sometimes you tell the world about it by putting a sledgehammer through the back of someone's car window. Sure, looking back on that might not be our finest moment, especially since it was the wrong car. But for the rest of the days that don't require such drastic intervention, be nice to one another and love everyone, no matter what your differences are. And by sharing love, we can prove that we're nice. And then get on the nice list and get a bunch of presents.